Hey guys, YouTuber Ninja here. Okay, and now here I am to give my thoughts on the Godzilla versus Kong movie. So, yeah, so luckily, I did go see this movie in the theater today. Yeah, and I'm just like really glad that I was able to go to the movie theater to see it today. Yeah. I mean, my my dad and my brother they both saw the movie on HBO Max, and they were really trying to convince me to see it on HBO Max because it won't cost any money. But I really was not having any of it. Like it was worth it really to like pay for a movie ticket to go see this movie to me, yeah, and I was just very insistent on seeing the movie in the theater because, like I've been saying, just this is just such a huge movie. It really is meant to really be seen in the theater. So yeah, so I didn't have any of the attempt to convince me to just watch it on HBO Max. Yeah, so yeah, I went to the movie theater to see this movie, and yeah, and I am just really glad that I did because yeah, I was right. Like this movie, it really is a movie that really is meant to be seen in the theater. Yeah. So as usual, this is going to contain spoilers for the movie, so you may not want to watch this video until you have seen the movie if you haven't seen it yet. Yeah, but yeah, this movie, yeah, this was just such an unbelievable movie. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this movie, like I said, it really is what I was saying. It is a movie that really is meant to be seen in a theater because just a lot, just several scenes and just visuals that are in this movie. Yeah, these really are the kinds of just these kinds of visuals that you really will never forget seeing on the big screen. So yeah, so I am glad that I did go see this movie in the theater, and I really feel that I did make the right choice doing it because if I were to have watched this movie on HBO Max, I really don't think that all those huge scenes and visuals would have really had that that really huge awe-inspiring feeling as the theater experience. And yeah, because that really is the case a lot of times where like uh, you see a huge movie in the theater, and yeah, it just really does feel so epic seeing all those these certain movie moments that are just really meant to be seen on the big screen. And if you just watch it at home, while it is still great to see, it doesn't really give you that really big epic feeling that it would have if when you did see it in the theater. Yeah. So yeah, I really, like I said, I'm really just glad that I did go see this movie in the theater, so I could really still have that feeling. yeah, yeah. So really, just yeah, I really this movie it really was just such a really an unbelievable movie. Just yeah, the real highlights of the movie really are the scenes where Godzilla and Kong actually do face off. They do actually face off on a few occasions in the movie. Yeah, and every time we see them face to face and stuff, and they just face off. It really is just really freaking awesome. Like I know there really wasn't a whole lot of a build up to this. It was only three movies, and it was not really a whole lot. We're really just having the connection really building up to the two of them meeting and facing off. Like it was, there were just three films prior, and not real. They didn't really have a whole lot of connection to one another. So yeah, it still really just had that huge epic feeling. And when you did see Godzilla and Kong together, they're facing off and stuff. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it really was just a really just yeah, it was just a really awesome to really see this. And yeah, and the movie overall, yeah, I really did enjoy the movie a lot. I think that of this monsterverse, I think this is probably my favorite one because yeah, like I've said, I wasn't really too crazy on the two Godzilla films, and I like Kong Skull Island just fine. But yeah, this really was just really did have that that real epic feeling to it. And just seeing that just that really hyped up face off between the two of them, that was just like so great to see. So yeah, so I really did enjoy this movie. So yeah, so yeah, so really just talking a little bit about the movie itself. Yeah, the movie really is like more set on Kong than it really is Godzilla. Like Godzilla really isn't like in like a good chunk of the movie. Most of the film really is like focused on Kong because yeah, in this movie like as it starts off Monarch is apparently like monitoring Kong in like a giant dome on Skull Island. Yeah, and yeah, then apparently like in this film like Kong is really like being um like guided like well what they're really doing is like they're using Kong as a yeah in the film like Kong is like guiding a group of the monarch, and he's really like guiding them like through the hollow earth to really uh really like find how can I really put this? Yeah, Kong is like a leading like a group of like uh, researchers and stuff to really like try to find like some like try to find like his like true home and stuff in the film. And so yeah, and they're like the three main characters well the three main human characters in the film are like Dr. Nathan Lin, who's played by Alexander Skarsgård, I think that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, Alexander Skarsgård, and as well as Dr. Aline Andrews, who's played by Rebecca Hall, as well as um her adopted daughter Gia, who's played by Kaylee Hoddle. Yeah, and in the film, like Gia is deaf, and yeah, and throughout the film, like she actually does communicate with Kong via sign language. So yeah, so I do find it interesting how like she is able to really like form a connection with Kong and really like communicate with him via sign language. It really does remind me of that like film Born to Be Wild. Yeah, I'm not sure how many of you have even heard of the film Born to Be Wild, but it was a film that I did watch like years and years ago. And yeah, and it featured like a gorilla that was actually like taught sign language, and the gorilla is able to like communicate with people via sign language. So yeah, so that was really like the case here too, with like a Kong communicating with Gia through sign language. So yeah, it was interesting to really like see Kong really be able to communicate with a person that way rather than like someone just like talking to him, and he probably wouldn't even know what they're really saying, and he wouldn't really understand them. So yeah, so it was interesting that they did that in the film. Yeah, and just like through the film, like Kong is really just guiding Nathan and and then Aline and Gia, yeah, to like where they're trying to go to really like discover or some of his species and find his like home. So yeah, so really like that's like the main story with like Kong in the film, and yeah, and throughout the film, like at various points they like come across like Godzilla. Like the first like face off between Kong and Godzilla is like about like 45 minutes into the movie. So yeah, so I think they do a good job of like giving us like the first like meeting between the two of them relatively early on in the film. So yeah, so I did like that they really did like give it like good pacing like that. Yeah, yeah. And meanwhile, as that is as that's going on, like in the film, Mark and Madison from the previous film, they actually are back in the film. And in this film, what's like the premise with them is that there's like this there's like this cybernetic company's employee, Bernie Hayes, and he has like a podcast about like tiny conspiracy theories. And after like some like information that he like ends up like talking about in the film, um Madison apparently like does listen to his podcast. And then yeah, she then like enlisted the help of like her friend Josh to try to investigate some of Godzilla's like supposed attacks. Because in this film also, like with Godzilla, what's going on is that apparently like a Godzilla is like no longer labeled as like a savior or anything. And yeah, and Godzilla has like been accused of like just various attacks. So yeah, so in this film, because like of the accusations of Godzilla, Madison and Josh like try to like they like track down Bernie. And then yeah, then they like get him in on their investigation as well. Oh yeah, yeah, and then yeah, and that's pretty much like what the two stories for each character really are in the film. It's like with Kong guiding Nathan, Aline, and Gio really to the hollow across the Hollow Earth, really like help to discover his species and to find his home. Well, yeah, the premise really with Godzilla is just with Madison, Josh, and Bernie really investigating the story behind Godzilla's alleged attacks in the film. Yeah, so yeah, it really is like set around like those two stories, and it really like just kind of like transitions between like both of them in the film. Yeah, so we don't really like see like a really like a whole lot of Godzilla in the film, at least like compared to how much of Kong is in the film. Well, yeah, he does appear like throughout the film, and yeah, like I said, the first meeting between Godzilla and Kong is like in the first 45 minutes of the movie. So yeah, so it is like nice to see that. And yeah, the first battle between the two of them, it is like done really well. And yeah, and it really was cool to see. Yeah, especially like seeing it in the theater. Like I said, just yeah, the fights between Godzilla and Kong really are like the main highlights of the film. And yeah, and those are really like just the big things that really are just like meant to be seen in the theater. Like it has like it has like the visuals. It has like the two of them like roaring at each other, her face to face. Yeah, and we just like see the two of them like facing off with each other, like just like staring each other down, and yeah, just like a whole bunch of like awesome visuals. In like the fights between Godzilla and Kong in the film. And unlike like the other films, like I've talked before, how like in the first Godzilla film, like just like with that final fight with Godzilla and the mutas, like the problem with it was just that like it was too dark and you really couldn't get a clear view of everything that was happening. And then in Godzilla King of the Monsters, while he was like fighting with Ghidorah and like other like creatures in the film, like it was like a more clear view of it, but yeah, it was still like during the night and you really like still like it was still like kind of dark, yeah. But in here, like the fights between Godzilla and Kong, like their first one, it is actually in the daylight, so yeah, you can like see it like just fine, like there's no issues with it at all. Oh yeah, and even like the end fight in the movie between, and well, yeah, let's just say like there's another famous Godzilla foe from the Godzilla series that is in the film as well, and yeah, and he kind of like has like an end face off with Godzilla, like a fight with him, and yeah, and it just like finishes with like Kong and Godzilla double teaming to destroy him. So yeah, I'll talk more about that later on in this video. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, like I said, just like that first fight between Kong and Godzilla, it's done really well. How it's done is that uh like Kong is like guiding them through the Hollow Earth by an outpost in Antarctica, and And yeah, they're like on a barge that's like escorted by the U.S. Navy, and it shows like Kong like just being like restrained, like he's just like chained and shackled up, and he's just like very sedated. Yeah, but yeah, as they're like on the barge, like Godzilla ends up like attacking the convoy, and then yeah, they realize that they had to release Kong, or otherwise he'll just be a sitting duck. So yeah, Kong was released, and yeah, they got a fight with Kong and Godzilla, and yeah, and it was like cool the way it was handled with like it was Godzilla, of course, like in the water a lot, and then yeah, at one point like the barge was like flipped over, and Kong eventually ended up being released, and yeah, Kong was like fighting Godzilla, and yeah, they were like underwater, like and stuff. And Kong was like able to fight Godzilla some a lot, and then yeah, once like Kong then got up to the surface, he did a good thing where like a lot of the navy boats were like aligned, and Kong was able to like jump hump like onto each one to really like get close to Godzilla. And yeah, and at one point as Godzilla like emerged from the water, like Kong was like standing on like one of the boats, and they were like continuing to fight with each other, and that was just like awesome the way it was executed. Yeah, but yeah, Godzilla like ended up winning the fight, but ended up retreating after like the ships like disabled their power and made him think that they were destroyed. Like so yeah, they really did like do like some really clever strategies in the film. Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, then eventually Josh, Madison, and Bernie eventually were able to sneak in the base of the cybernetic company. Yeah, it's called Apex. So yeah, they snuck into like the Apex base, and then they found like an underground facility, and yeah, then and then yeah, they eventually like ended up like inadvertently locking themselves in an underground monorail that was transporting to an Apex facility in Hong Kong, and then there they then like found like they like discovered they stumbled on a test for Mecha Godzilla. So yeah, Mecha Godzilla is in this movie, yeah, and he was controlled by like the son of like Ichiro Serizawa from the previous film. So Serizawa's son Ren was actually like a telepathically controlling Mechagodzilla. And it was shown that like how he was able to like control it was through like neural networks from Ghidorah's severed head. So yeah, Ghidorah is the way the name said. Yeah, I remember like in my last review for Godzilla King of the Monsters, I kept calling him Ghidorah. Yeah, his name is actually pronounced Ghidorah. So yeah, so I'm now correcting myself on that. Yeah, and then eventually, yeah, then like with Kong, like eventually, like they found like an ecosystem similar to Skull Island inside the Hollow Earth, and then yeah, they found Kong's ancestral throne room, and they saw like remains of like an ancient war, or with Godzilla's kind, and found like a glowing axe that was made from Godzilla's dorsal plates. Right, yeah, and then eventually, like Mecha Godzilla ended up being like mistakenly activated, and then then in Hong Kong, Godzilla eventually like arrived, and he like sensed Kong, and yeah, then with like Godzilla's atomic breath, he was able to like drill a shaft right into that the throne room, and yeah, then and yeah, they, then just like chaos ensued between Godzilla and Kong some more, and then and yeah, Kong and Godzilla then like were battling in Hong Kong, and they were like just like causing a whole bunch of wreckage, and then initially Kong eventually ended up overpowering Godzilla, but yeah, Godzilla then like ended up like emerging victorious when like Kong just like lost consciousness and collapsed. Yeah, then it was like an awesome home once again where like Godzilla like had put his foot on like King Kong's chest and yeah, just like got real close to Kong's face and yeah, you saw like the two of them like just roaring at each other and then just like showed like points of view of like the two of their like both of their faces. Yeah, you could just like saw Godzilla's eyes and stuff. So yeah, just like seeing them, the two of them like roar at each other, that was really awesome. Yeah, and then later on when after like Mechagodzilla ended up being activated, like um Apex just ended up like losing control of Mechagodzilla, and Ren ended up being electrocuted, and the CEO of Apex, Walter or Simmons ended up being killed as well. And then yeah, Mechagodzilla then attacked Hong Kong, and then yeah, Godzilla and Mechagodzilla then faced off with each other, and they started fighting. So yeah, this was another cool thing, like an American version of Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. So yeah, that was another one of the Japanese Godzilla films, and yeah, and it was cool to see that fight be in this film also. That was just freaking awesome. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Godzilla ended up like being overwhelmed, and Mechagodzilla was like gaining the advantage on him. Yeah, and then yeah, Kong ended up like being revived by Nathan eventually after one of the after what they referred to as a heave. Yeah, the heaves are like a specialized crest that Apex developed that are able to withstand pressure exerted by the gravity field. So yeah, so the heave was destroyed and Kong was revived, and yeah, when he when Kong regained consciousness, then Gia then just like convinced him to help Godzilla, and as and then yeah, Kong then like like came in and intercepted the fight and was helping Godzilla fight Mechagodzilla, but yeah, Mechagodzilla ended up like overpowering both of them, and then eventually, Josh just short circuited Mechagodzilla's controls after he he like poured some of Bernie's flask of liquor on the controls and ended up like interrupting the mech, and then yeah, Godzilla he'll ended up supercharging the axe Kong had with his atomic breath, and then that allowed Kong to destroy Mechagodzilla, and yeah, and then yeah, Kong just like ripped apart Mechagodzilla, and then just beheaded him to destroy him. Yeah, 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 and then after that was all done, then uh, Madison, Perny, and Josh like reunited with Madison's dad, Mark, and then yeah, when Godzilla and Kong just like faced off once again, it just like showed that like they acknowledging each other before they went their separate ways, and then it just showed like Godzilla returning to the water with Khan looking on. Yeah, and then yeah, then the movie then ended by showing like later on sometime. I mean, there was like an observation post in the Hollow Earth that Monarch established, and yeah, Kong ruled that, and he even like acknowledged that as his home. And so yeah, and that's how it ended. So yeah, so this is a film. This film is just like absolutely awesome. Like I said, just the real highlights of the film really are like the fights with Godzilla and Kong, as well as like that Mega Godzilla fight, and just yeah, a lot of the visuals in the film with like Kong Godzilla, with like the two of them roaring, the two of them just like having a standoff with each other, and even like that end where they are actually like acknowledging each other. So they're just like looking at each other, not even like engaging in anything. Yeah. So yeah, this movie really just does have like just a whole bunch of highlights between Godzilla and Kong, and due to like just like all that stuff really delivering, I really think that this film really it was it did succeed. Like this was like a really good film. The stuff with Godzilla and Kong really is just the highlights of the film, and even like the just like the main stories for both sides with like Kong trying to like discover his species and the stuff with Godzilla, like with him like being accused of attacks and stuff, and Madison, Josh, and Bernie like really like investigating all those accusations. Yeah, those are done like pretty well as well. So yeah, so really just I really can't find a whole lot to really complain about the film. I really do think that just it really did give people what they wanted, and it was done very well with the fight, like fights and just like the meeting between Godzilla and Kong. It was just like really freaking awesome. Yeah, so I really am glad that I did see this in the theater because, like I said, if I would have watched this on HBO Max, it really wouldn't have had like that huge like epic feel to it with like all those like just those visuals and stuff. You know, like it was just like so awe-inspiring seeing like all these visuals in the film. So yeah, so yeah, this film was just like really unbelievable, and I really did enjoy a lot. Yeah, so I definitely would recommend this film. I really do like make the suggestion, well, the recommendation to really see it in the theater to really get like that huge epic feel, and just that awe-inspiring feeling of seeing like all these visuals and just like how huge this film is. Yeah, yeah. As far as like how it comes with it being available to watch on HBO Max. I really do recommend like going to the theater to watch this first to really get just really like have that huge epic feeling to it, and just having those awe-inspiring feelings, seeing like all those visuals and stuff. And if you do like the film, if you don't watch it again, then go ahead and watch it on HBO Max. So I will at least give HBO Max like the I will commend them for at least like being able to rewatch a movie seen in the theaters before it actually does come out on Blu-ray and stuff. So yeah, that is like how something for really me to commend them on. So I'll give them that. Yeah, but still, yeah, if you're gonna, yeah, if you haven't seen this film yet, yeah, check it out in the theater first, and then. Yeah, then if you want to rewatch it, go ahead and take a look at it on HBO Max so you don't have to like pay up to watch it again. Yeah, all right. So Oh yeah, so I guess that's all I can really say about it. All right, so yeah, so this does it for my those are my thoughts on Godzilla vs Kong. Really did enjoy the film. So yeah, so I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And yeah, and like I've been saying, like I was just saying with check the movie out before. Oh, well, check it out in the theater before watching it on HBO Max. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that more next time because, like I told you, after I did this, that I was gonna talk about why I still do prefer her to see the new releases in the theater rather than HBO Max. So yeah, so I'll talk more about that next time. So yeah, that's gonna be coming up next. All right, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.